So the new Spider-Man 2 update is finally coming out, or is out, depending on when I get this out, which is gonna feature some new stuff like costumes and New Game Plus, which I should have got off the rack of the PlayStation Store. I bought it digitally. So yeah, and I think most of us are excited to have New Game Plus and all that, but also the new drip. So in preparation of that, I'm just gonna make some oohs and ahs to see if I got any of them right. Wow. Woo. That's, whew, I can't, what the, that's not bad. That's not bad, actually. Oh my god, look at the, oh my god, it's the old costumes that are new from the first game with Yuri Lowenthal, which is obvious. Also with the new features, hopefully some of the things that we've said, I've seen that I look on Twitter that are added, like, wow, finally being able to change the color of the symbiote attacks. Whoa, look at this thing that I probably didn't guess. They're probably here they are, all these things on there. Woo! Wowee! Look at that. That is crazy. And hopefully I don't have to explain it too much. That'd be great. New Game Plus essentially means this is the most we're going to get out of it currently, which is great. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But to start off, I think this game was good. And there are a lot of problems with it, and there's also a lot of great things about it. And it kind of comes out to a pretty not so-so. It's hard to say that it was bad, but it's hard to say it was the best thing I've ever played, because one of the better things about this game was that the voice acting should have won. I mean, for sure. One thing that is more so the fans' fault is that, like, people were shamelessly lying on Twitter. I mean, of course it's Twitter, but like people are like, This is the game that you like so much," and it's them doing the swing kick to maneuver around the city, and then people just made up stuff. And this was the first time I've ever. I mean, I'm pretty new to Twitter, so this is the first time I've ever come into contact with rage bait. But Jesus Christ, did it work? I mean, are you kidding me? You're trying to make this up to be like the Marvel's Avengers game, which I still feel cheated out of. I feel scammed. I bought it for $10, and the only time it ever came into to a good game is because when all the stuff became free, and even all that stuff sucks. It was just reskins of three different types of skins. I mean, like, oh my god, it was incredible. The fans in this game are like incredibly toxic. I mean, in recent news, in terms of February 2024, uh, they like made a model quit being a model. Come on, that was like her livelihood, and you're like, "Hey, you're so ugly." It's like, are you kidding me, man? That's terrible. Spider-Man would not like you, dude. Spider-Man would not like you. You'd be the person he'd beat up. With the update, I am gonna miss that one bug. Well, at least the meme that came with it. But it's like you would get a notification that like, oh, there's a crime happening, and then it's like far away enough where you can barely reach it, and then you get there, and either it's completely gone, or when you get there, it disappears, and you're like, what? And it's those like schizophrenic Spider-Man memes, and it's like, what the fuck? So, the best part about the game is the combat. Oh my god, the combat is amazing. Not only does it feel great, it's also slightly more difficult than the first one. After the game, when you complete the game the first time, that I thought was kind of a problem, that when you finish the game and you get all the skills and you get all the equipment, a lot of the fights became like super easy. Like you could run in there and you would choose not to use the gadgets and stuff, and it just made it feel like kind of like boring. But in the second game, it's a lot more difficult, and you have a lot less gadgets to work with, and it becomes with more strategy. I would say that it becomes easier and like quite easy, but it's not like walk in there, the fight's over in 10 seconds, which if you're smart about it, can be over in seconds, but that's only if you choose for it to be only a couple of seconds. Especially with Miles Morales game, where the game would essentially help you abuse Miles's powers, and then it would literally be like a fight could go on in like less than 5 seconds. It was insane. Another second thing I would like to say was really good is the voice acting. And a lot of people, I remember when the Video Game Awards was going on, and people were pissed that Yuri Lowenthal did not win. And as somebody who has finally played Baldur's Gate 3, it definitely deserved Game of the Year, 100%. However, I did not think that the voice actor for Astarion, although an amazing voice actor in general, should have gotten it. I mean, there's a lot of other voice actors in Baldur's Gate that did an amazing job, but maybe I'm biased because I did romance Hottie Shadowheart.
Turns back to you.
You'll need to do a lot more leg work before I commit to any hip work.
Sorry, just got excited there.
With that, I think those are the only two great things I can say about it. Let's get into the bad things about it. And there is, well, not too much, but enough to kind of step on people's toes. You meet Spider-Man and swing into a boss battle, whether that be Kingpin or Sandman, depending on what game you're playing. Then you see what problems he has of being Spider-Man and Peter Parker, his work life, his romantic life, family life, and you meet some friendly faces if you read the comics. If not, then, sucks to be you, I guess. Then you definitely see some familiar faces even if you watch the movies only. And you have a science in a good guy type of way field, and it's revolutionary, kind of. And it's revealed that Peter Parker is Spider-Man to your science buddy. But then it is also revealed that your science buddy has health problems, using some visual imagery for foreshadowing and stuff. And in some cases, you see Miles Morales and talking to his mom and or friend and or love interest. But that's not really important right now. I mean, it kind of is to his story, but not to the main story. A new villain appears in like a gang villain, and he has minions and stuff, and that's where the gameplay stuff comes in. I mean, in the way that you have to fight bad guys and do that stuff. But he's a gang, and it's newish, and it's something that New York has never seen before. While that happens, your science buddy becomes more and more desperate, as you have your something, whether that be brains or the symbiote. They happen to have a falling out, in which they become more and more evil. At the very end, you defeat the gang villain first, and that's well, okay, it's done, the big bad is gone now, whatever. But then you have to fight the bigger villain, which is significantly worse, but the old villain is still kind of sort of here still. Kind of. Did he die? No, he did die. Well, Kraven didn't die. Martin Lee did not die. So there's one key difference, but more or less the first big bad is defeated, and then you have to fight the big one, which is worse, arguably. And in a very vicious and sad battle, you defeat your science buddy, and then sad things happen. Well, I mean, the first one wasn't that bad, but the second one was much worse. I mean, Harry lives, so that's also another key difference. Well, they both live, but Otto is coming back. It's kind of tipsy-turny whether Harry's gonna come back. I hope he comes back as, Agent Anti-Venom. And as the second game's ending foreshadowed a third game, with the possibility of it being the Superior Spider-Man storyline, probably not. Probably just gonna meet the Dr. Otto Octavius again. Maybe he's gonna do a clone type deal. Probably a clone type deal would make sense, because they're doing that in the comics too. I assume that Insomniac will do it better. So, yeah, welcome to the first video I make, and it's not that good. I felt like I had more to say. Hopefully, in 4 days when I'm editing this, I have more to say, because I have to review the footage and edit it together, and probably should have got a camera. I should have probably should have got a camera. Yeah, screw it, I'll do it next time for my video about The Great Pretender, which is nothing like comics, because I want to be more than just the video game guy. So yeah, The Great Pretender is actually really good, and you should watch it. Tune in next time on the Hourglasses radio show, or whatever. I don't. How do you end videos? I'm just gonna put a random Patreon thing. I don't even have Patreon, man. Who knows? This is the ending. tune in next time for whatever that. Maybe I'll talk about Avatar. That show really sucked. Well, it was mid. I feel like I could. I mean, you know, that's for next video. So yeah, next video it is.